This is section 10.2, part D, using two-sample T procedures wisely. The two-sample T procedures are more robust against non-normality than one-sample T methods. When the sizes of the two samples are equal and the two populations being compared have distributions with similar shapes, probability values from the T table are quite accurate for a broad range of distributions when the sample sizes are as small as 5. If the two population distributions have different shapes, larger samples are needed. So when you're using two-sample T procedures, sample sizes less than 15, use two-sample T procedures if the data in both samples appear close to normal, which means they're roughly symmetric, they're single-peaked, and they have no outliers. If the data are clearly skewed or if outliers are present, do not use your T procedures. If the sample sizes are at least 15 but less than 30, two-sample T procedures can be used except in the presence of outliers or strong skewness. And if we have large samples, if the two-sample T procedures can be used even if there's clear skewness when the sample sizes are at least 30. You do need to be cautious. In planning a two-sample study, choose equal sample sizes if you can. The two-sample T procedures are most robust against non-normality in this case, and the conservative p-values are most accurate. In Chapter 9, we used paired T procedures to compare the mean change in depression scores for a group of caffeine-dependent individuals when taking caffeine and placebo. The inference involved paired data because the same 11 subjects received both treatments. In this chapter, we used two-sample T procedures to compare the mean change in blood pressure for groups of healthy men when taking calcium in a placebo. This time, the inference involved two independent groups of subjects. The proper method of analysis depends on the design of your study. In each of the following settings, decide whether you should use a paired T procedure or two-sample T procedures to perform inference, and explain your choice. To test the wear characteristics of two tire brands, A and B, one brand A tire is mounted on one side of each car in the rear, while a brand B tire is mounted on the other side. Which side gets which brand is determined by flipping a coin. The same procedure is used on the front. For this one, you should use a paired T procedure. This is a match paired experiment, with the two treatments, brand A and brand B, being randomly assigned to the front pair and the rear pair of the wheels on each car. For the next one, can listening to music while working increase productivity? 20 factory workers agreed to take part in a study to investigate this question. Researchers randomly assigned 10 workers to do repetitive tasks while listening to music, and the other 10 workers to do the task in silence. Now for this one, you should use a two-sample T procedure. The data are being produced using two independent groups of workers in a randomized experiment.